Welcome back to Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Got some good news for all the Ravens fans out there and all the envious news for all of the fans that wanted him. It's official. Jaire Alexander is a Raven. Oh, I called this. Say what you want. I called it. Ravens picked up Jaire Alexander. Veteran presence in the corner position. 1 year. $6 million deal, $10 million with incentives. Steal, in my opinion. Oh, I am so happy that the Ravens got this done. This was a day after Lamar had was being interviewed by other media outlets after the first minicamp practice, and people had asked him, "Oh, what do you think if the Ravens went after Jaire?" And Lamar had said, "Go get him, Eric," referring to Eric DaCosta, the GM. Day later, he's like, signed it. Oh, this is just, I'm so excited for this. I have been skeptical about this pickup before in the past, but we'll dive into it, okay? So the pros of signing Jaire Alexander. By the way, this video is going to be all about this pickup, so bear with me here. Pros of him. One of the best corners in the league 2 years ago. So, and was signed handsomely extended handsomely for that, by the way, by the Packers. Highest paid corner in the league in 2022 at the time, and into the 2022-2023 season. So, while he, was paid handsomely, he also produced fairly well. One of the best corners in the league. Was one of the leading figures on that Green Bay Packers defense. People wanted Jaire so badly at that point in time. But again, there are cons to this, but we'll get to that, okay? I think that this pickup for the Ravens, it brings new life to his career. New team, complete reset, being able to, work with Lamar again. They were teammates at Louisville. This is an amazing pickup for the Ravens, and it allows Jaire to maybe get back to the form he was. He's only 28 years old, still got a lot of gas left in the tank. So this is an immediate steal for the Ravens. No team wanted him because of the injuries. I get it, but at the same time, take your shot. One of the best lockdown corners in the league is now on the Ravens secondary. You got Marlon Humphrey, Nate Wiggins, Jaire Alexander. I mean, what other good thing can come to this Ravens defense? Moving on, let's go into the cons here. So, last couple of seasons, Jaire Alexander hasn't been able to get back on the field consistently because of injuries. It's pretty sad. Pretty sad in the way where we have not been able to see him play a full NFL season in a little while, because of said injuries. There was also a suspension, but that was only a 1 game, I believe. But injuries happen. I get it, and it is a risk for the Ravens to take Jaire Alexander with all of the injury history that he has behind him. But when he does play, when he's healthy, he's one of the best corners in the league. So it's like his skill level is still there. We just need to be mindful of the injury bug. I would hate to see him get injured again as a Raven, but we can't stop that. We can't stop that at all. There's no way to really prevent an injury from happening in a way where it just happens. This is football. But he only played 38% of his games in the last 2 seasons, and it's an eye opener in my opinion. It's something to monitor. See how well he does in training camp. See how he's feeling. going into the regular season, and he's not the number one starting corner. No. That's Marlon Humphrey's job. Then there's Nate Wiggins. You know, the second year, probably going to have a breakout year. So Jaire's going to be there. Like, he's going to be on that defense. He's just not going to be taking the workload as he was used to on the Packers. He's still going to be one of the starters, but he's not going to be the guy that has to take out the number one wide receiver or cover the number one wide receiver on the opposing offenses. So this could kind of like backpedal him a little bit in terms of who he has to cover. But again, just throwing that out there. What do I know? The Ravens defense is very dynamic under Zach Orr, so I guess we'll have to wait and see where he is placed in terms of how Zach Orr wants to see him in the Ravens defensive schemes. But again, the injuries are still there. It's just something to monitor. So we'll have to monitor that, see how well he is doing in camp, and see how he does if he plays any games in the preseason and in the regular season. Moving on, and this brings up my next topic. They're on paper, people, no excuses to win it all now. They're just none. I just don't see a way out of the Ravens just being able to win a Super Bowl with the team that they have. Especially now with this pickup, they filled yet another void that needed to be filled. Corner depth, veteran presence in the corner depth, all there. Pass rusher, I could see, but we have Mike Green, we have Adafeowe, we have Kyle Van Noy back. So, back as in back. He wasn't at OTAs, but he came back for training camp. It's just there's just no excuse now for the Ravens to be able to win it all. Sure, you could say there could happen to be, knock on wood, injuries all over the field. But on paper, this team is just almost 100% complete. It's going to be lethal. Now that, and I keep saying this, I'm not sorry about it. Brandon Stephens is gone. We don't have to worry about that. Nate Wiggins can keep that load. Look what he did in his rookie season. He's going to be able to pick up the slack that Brandon Stephens had, which was every single play that Stephens had to cover when a receiver that was being thrown to. And it just, one or two pass deflections, that's it. And then he never turned his head. Look at Nate Wiggins. Had one more interception than Brandon Stephens, and that interception was on the last game of the regular season against the Browns, pick 6. He should have had 5, let's be honest, but, it happens. But that's on defense. On offense, you have Likely, Andrews, Lamar, Derrick Henry, Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell coming back, Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman, DeAndre Hopkins, man. This team has been the most complete on both. I would say this is the first time this team has been the most complete on either side of the ball since our 2012-2013 Super Bowl run. I just can't see an excuse now. Unless something drastic were to happen, again, knock on wood, this team is like, it's complete. We haven't seen a completed team since, you had Joe Flacco, you had Ray Rice, you had Torrey Smith, Anquan Bolden, Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs on the defense. We haven't seen the likes of that, and now we get to see it again on paper. But here we go. No excuses now. Thank you for tuning into Ravens Today. I'm your host, Connor Gioffreda. Please make sure to, again, subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below. I will catch you all later. I am just so excited to see what Jaire Alexander is willing to bring to this team. Have a good one.